Welcome back to the React Room. I'm your boy Dom K.
AJ in the building.
Shinlin Kuala. You guys hear the fireworks in the background. Happy Lunar New Year to everybody around the world celebrating. No matter where you at, Happy Lunar New Year from the Aiming Away family. And today, we're going to review BTS, why most armies don't like K-pop. And the reason for that being is we got a podcast on the channel, and that's going to be a big subject this week on the pod. Is BTS bigger than K-pop? Is a lot of other K-pop artists, are they really K-pop artists or not? What is K-pop? That's going to be a big thing coming up. So we thought it was only fitting that we open it up with why most armies don't like K-pop. This is good information for us to know going into the pod that's going on over the next 2-3 days that we're going to record. So we're going to get into it and see why most armies don't like K-pop. Do you have any idea why they don't? They come from K-pop, most of them. So why wouldn't they like it? Well, there's only one way to find out.
There's only one way to find out. Tune in into this this little doc right here.
In 2017, BTS started being invited to major American award shows. They were getting nominations for the first time.
First K-pop group to be up for a BBMA nomination.
They were winning every nomination they received.
We still cannot believe that we're standing here on this stage at the Billboard Music Awards.
And even their American TV debut was on a major American award show.
Making their US TV debut, make some noise for BTS!
This came as a surprise to the K-pop music industry and K-pop fans, since things like this haven't really happened since the global success of Gangnam Style in 2012. So you would assume that the K-pop industry and K-pop fans were happy to see a K-pop act getting some recognition once again. But what actually happened was the complete opposite. While Psy had immense popularity in the West in 2012, his musical career was not really seeing much growth in the Western music industry. In America, Gangnam Style was what many call a one-hit wonder. This was not the case with BTS. They were actually getting bigger and bigger with every release. This is why it's really hard to find BTS's Gangnam Style. They don't really have one song that put them on the map because with every new release, they were getting bigger and bigger. But for many K-pop fans, that was exactly the problem. BTS were becoming mainstream. K-pop wasn't. So the BTS army started being mainly composed of general public and non-K-pop fans. And a year later, in 2018, K-pop fans were done with this. The Korea Herald reported, some K-pop listeners and fans expressed discomfort for the fast-growing BTS fan community. They have claimed that some of the band's army only listen to BTS and show little interest for K-pop in general, leading to a flurry of posts with hashtag Armies Ruin K-pop Party. Among many tweets that expressed discomfort for BTS's growing fandom, this one became very popular. It said, the Organization of the United K-Poppers declares the army expelled as of today. Thanks to ARMY for understanding the situation and accepting its level degradation in a good way. Even though they are now at a lower level, the K-pop community wishes them luck and hopefully they will regain their humility and conscience. So after being expelled by the K-pop community, armies started celebrating the Army Independence Day as a funny way to respond to all the jealousy from K-pop fans and their attempt to stop BTS from becoming mainstream in the West. Now, many K-pop fans are trying to backtrack and say that this was a random account and not a real organization, and that whether we like it or not, armies are also K-pop fans, since BTS is a K-pop group. And first of all, of course this is not a real organization, it's Twitter. Nothing is real, especially when it comes to K-pop stans. But these and many other tweets show K-pop fans' goal to exclude BTS. The expulsion may not be real, but the attempt of humiliation and exclusion was. The problem that many K-pop fans didn't realize was that BTS can perfectly sustain itself as a musical act in the music industry, and this is something that only they can do. I can't think of any other K-pop act that can sustain itself as a group without the power of the K-pop industry. This makes much more sense knowing that BTS grew without the help of the K-pop industry. They grew bigger and bigger by experimenting with their own promotion methods, despite the K-pop industry's efforts to cut them from broadcasts, fabricating controversies, sabotaging every award they won, and downplaying their achievements, even until this day.
보도가 돼요. 그러면 우리가 흔히 알고 있는 소위 대형 기획사의 아이돌이 그것보다 사실은 못 미치는 어떤 활약을 보였을 때 미디어에 보도되는 양이나 그 커버되는 범위를 보시면 확연히 차이가 납니다. 이번 그래미 같은 경우 어떻게 들어가냐면 주요 부문에서 등극에 실패했다라고 한다든지.
아무래도 그래미 후보에 올랐다고 하지.
And it's true that K-pop as a whole has grown a lot since 2017, but that was the consequence of BTS's popularity. The K-pop wave doesn't really exist. Just look at any articles that explain the global phenomenon that is K-pop and laugh a little. They usually show achievements like this. This one shows the Korean acts to earn at least 2 billion streams in Spotify. And the way it's put makes you believe that these are the biggest acts in K-pop, when in reality, when you combine the 4 biggest acts, it's still not enough to surpass BTS. But what if you combine the 8 biggest acts? It's still not enough to surpass BTS. But what if you combine the 10 biggest acts? Then BTS increases even more because their solo careers are also bigger than K-pop. Actually, in general terms, if you combine the whole K-pop industry's achievements, BTS is still bigger. They are still bigger when it comes to streams, sales, charts, and tours. Another thing that the media says a lot is that yes, BTS is the biggest act, but this other group is number 2 and they are also doing pretty well. But in reality, they are extremely far from number 1. K-pop success in the West is not K-pop success, it's BTS's success. It's like this meme that says Kobe Bryant and Kwame Brown combined for 63 points. Kobe scored 62, Kwame scored 1. And I think this makes things clearer. These players started scoring so many points that fans of the team got annoyed and jealous that everyone was paying attention to the player and not to the team. So they kicked the player out of the team without realizing that that affects the team more than it affects the player. This is why they backtracked and started promoting the player's achievements as the team's achievements, when the other players' contributions are almost non-existent. Now, the main question is why? Why is the Western general public paying attention to only BTS and not K-pop as a whole? This K-pop journalist has the same question as to why no one pays attention to her K-pop articles. She tweeted, "My issue with K-pop today is that less and less people care about it as a whole, and instead only care about 1 or 2 groups, which makes writing about the industry increasingly difficult. Everyone lives in their own bubble and doesn't even want to know more. There seems to be a huge misunderstanding too. So many people think that being a fan means you need to consume all the content and know all the members' biography and have every single album, when you don't. You can just listen to a song and enjoy it. You don't even need to call yourself a fan, but just trying to listen to new stuff sometimes. Having curiosity about it is cool, it's refreshing. You might find your new favorite band, who knows?" And I think most people will totally agree with this, except that K-pop doesn't really work like that. Because K-pop is not a genre, it's an industry. And it's an industry that has so many common factors that attract many people that will eventually become K-pop fans. But none of these factors include music. When a hip-hop journalist, for example, writes about hip-hop artists, the articles are usually targeted at hip-hop fans. And these hip-hop fans...
What you think so far?
I can tell you this. I see where the jealousy comes from now. I see where the envy comes from. Like bro,
They
you gotta
doing the
understand.
numbers,
If she's
man.
saying you combine all of those acts, like yeah, they doing well too. But bro, they not even the top 15 acts. Not even coming. They coming
Not
at
even-
half.
they-
It's like half of what. Like it's crazy.
And the margin is like this.
This is why on the
A
pod,
big gap.
people need to come to the pod so we can discuss is BTS bigger than K-pop, because I know BTS is too humble to ever say it.
To
But bro,
say
they
it
would
out
have
loud.
to. Between BTS and the solo careers of these artists, it damn near doubles the whole industry.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm gonna be real. Outside Blackpink and Stray Kids, like that's the only ones that when I go around and ask people, because again, you know, I'm fairly new to this too. So when I talk to people like, I heard of Stray Kids before, I heard of Blackpink. They don't really know who XG and a lot of people are. I put them on XG and they like, but a lot of these people only know BTS and Blackpink. That's what a lot of people know. They know the solos, and they know, and like I said, like those are the 2 biggest. So it's like I would understand, but you can't put that on them.
Do they only know that, or that's just their?
That's just their preference. It's their preference. But what I'm saying, but they probably only do know that.
Yeah.
They're mad at their fans for not listening to more music, but they'd be like me mad at Stray Kids fans for not listening to Blackpink. Or they'd be like me mad at Blackpink fans for not listening to XG. Like it happens. You have to find a way to connect with those fans. You can't be jealous because it's like the Michael Jackson thing. Like, you know, you can't be mad that he's a good solo act. So you just got to do other things. Man. But hey, we'll finish it up, man. 6 minutes, 7. We're gonna power it through to the end.
care about hip-hop as a whole because it's one particular genre they enjoy. They may also have their own favorite K-pop artist, but since they like the genre, they also listen to other artists that have a similar sound. And this can happen with other genres of music as well. But K-pop fails to transform the general public into K-pop fans because K-pop's priority is not music. In K-pop, singers, rappers, or performers are not called artists or recording artists. They are called idols, and they were literally seen as that. Before BTS, writing and producing your own songs was not a thing in K-pop. It was all about visuals, how the idol looks, how the music video looks, what kind of reputation the idol has. The further from a regular person with regular lives who actually put on hours of work on their music, the better. This is why K-pop acts are not known for having a musical personality. They are either stuck at one song or jumping from one concept to another, with no real message in any of their eras. Musical and artistic growth are very hard to find in K-pop. And this is not about being a versatile artist or not. There are artists who release many genres of music, BTS being the most popular example these days. But to successfully show this versatility, the artist still needs some factors that make them them. And this can be as simple as the artist's musical taste. However, that's another thing they lack, because their songs are not only written and produced by other people, but also they don't even choose the songs that will be part of their discography. The labels are the ones who give the performers an artistic identity that they have to adapt to. If I show you the most popular K-pop songs from this year or from any other year, you wouldn't really be able to tell which group they are from, because K-pop groups don't really have any artistic identity. On the other hand, BTS's label told them, you find your own identity. This is why BTS's discography always reflected their lives and their thoughts. And even when the BTS members don't write or produce a song, they are the ones deciding what they like and what fits them, not the other way around. I think one reason as to why BTS attracts the general public while K-pop doesn't is the fact that to become a BTS fan, you only need to listen to the music. Other factors like performance, visuals, and message only solidifies BTS's artistry. But still, if one day BTS suddenly becomes ugly or decides to not dance anymore, their music is still strong enough to be performed and listened to for many years to come. So to be a BTS fan, you just need to like the music. But to be a K-pop fan, you need to be a fan of an industry. And what does this industry include? It includes pretty people, a choreographed dance, a concept that they will throw away after a month or two, 3 mini albums a year, flashy music videos, and trendy outfits. And all of these things are really cool things to pay attention to. I love paying attention to visuals and outfits, but if I don't like the music, watching their performance once is all I'm going to do. And actually, I would say K-pop fans agree with me, because K-pop music videos and live performances with pre-recorded vocals can end up having millions and billions of views. But once you focus on the music, not even K-pop fans want to listen to it. This doesn't happen with BTS. If they have a billion views in a music video, the number of streams of this same song matches the number of music videos.
And that's so true. I noticed that reviewing a lot of these songs.
They actually want to listen to their music.
Really quick. I know that's true. Because
the numbers.
We review a lot of these songs,
Yeah.
and I used to say, bro, how do you have a billion views or 500 million views, but then when I go to your actual music or other songs, it's just 30 million, 5 million? Because I'm like, this wasn't a huge. I think, like they said, people are a fan of the outfits and the artistry and that, but for that one video. But the actual streaming of this is not really happening. I get that. 5 minutes love gonna push through.
This same K-pop journalist said, I feel like the concept of enjoying music for the music is getting lost.
What did it
and
say?
now
Army's
people
what?
either are huge fans of one thing or they don't care at all.
Closed-minded?
They won't even bother to try listening. So how can we write if people aren't open to read about things they don't know? About this, two things come to mind. First, let's say that this person is right and certain fandoms like ARMY are huge fans of one thing, in this case BTS, and we don't really care at all
video
about
was
anyone
cold
else.
right
If this
there.
was the case, then what is really the problem with that? And why are K-pop journalists complaining about this? Why do music journalists don't care when this happens in other genres? I don't know how I came up with this, but do you remember when Justin Bieber became popular and everyone was asking his fans to please check out every other Canadian pop artist? Well, of course you don't remember because it didn't happen. Justin Bieber's success was Justin Bieber's success, and no one expects Justin Bieber fans to also be interested in Drake or The Weeknd because they have nothing in common, except from their nationality. So what about artists who do release similar music? Still, you will never see a journalist that covers American pop asking Ariana Grande fans why they only pay attention to Ariana and not other pop singers. Being a fan of an artist is not a group project. Just because I like one artist doesn't mean that I have to like other artists that are associated with them. The second thing I wanted to say about this is that it's not even true. This is only a what if scenario, because most armies were previously fans of other genres of music, or music in general. Like I said, armies are mainly composed of the general public, and as BTS grew, K-pop grew too. This is because the assumption is that if BTS is part of this particular industry and they are amazing, then the whole industry, or at least many other acts from this industry, are as amazing, right? This is the moment when most armies start realizing that BTS is an anomaly in K-pop. Armies do give other groups a chance, but if they don't like the music, then there really isn't a reason to become a fan. It's more common for armies to like individual K-pop songs without becoming a fan of the group, because like I said, K-pop usually goes through eras and concepts instead of growing as artists and solidifying a musical identity. This army responded to the K-pop journalist. Lately, I've been listening to a lot of Doja Cat. Found this really good band called Bad Omens. Fuji Cass's viral song is also really good. New Jeans, The Weeknd, yet you're going to complain people don't care about music because you're not getting clicks on your K-pop articles. Armies tend to be music fans and they are going to support what they like, and that includes acts from any genre of their preference, Western acts, K-pop acts, and also other Korean non-K-pop acts like BTS. Another thing I've seen a lot is K-pop fans accusing armies of hating Koreans because we are trying to exclude BTS from their Korean roots and identity. And that is an insane take because K-pop is not a culture. It's an industry that doesn't really represent Korean values or culture. This is why Korean citizens separate K-pop, or what they call idol music, with Korean music. They even separate Korean pop with K-pop. So while K-pop fans may group artists like BTS, IU, Lee Young-won, Yuna, and Haze under the K-pop label simply because they are Korean, armies and other music fans who understand the difference don't really consider BTS as K-pop because they don't really follow many of the K-pop rules or fit into the K-pop structure. Some of these artists, like BTS, may participate in some K-pop shows, but they are way too involved in their music composition and have way too many artistic liberties to be considered part of K-pop. BTS's actual competition in South Korea are other Korean non-K-pop acts who are usually called digital monsters. So no, saying BTS is not K-pop is not being anti-Korean. I think this response to the K-pop journalist summarizes it perfectly. My issue with K-pop fans are how they treat music fandom as a group project and fetishize Koreans instead of treating them as individual artists. K-pop has very little in common musically between groups. There's no reason there should be fan crossover. What does K-pop actually sound like that you're a fan of all the artists? And why aren't you exploring non-Korean artists that do or invent those genres if it's not about them being Korean and it's about the music? The reason things are different from what you, K-pop fans, remember is that BTS are mainstream, so they have music fans and not niche fans. And music fans don't treat music artists like group projects because they are fans of individual music. In conclusion, if you like music, listen to BTS. Chances are you're going to love them. And I think I repeat this in all of my videos, but don't assume. Don't assume BTS is just K-pop. Don't assume their biggest and only talent is dancing. And don't assume they only release meaningless pop music. BTS's fandom is composed of listeners of different genres of music because they release different genres of music. There's BTS music for everyone. You just need to be a little open-minded and explore the world of BTS's discography and artistry.
So definitely need to tap into BTS.
Running a small business is hard.
You said what?
So you definitely got to tap into BTS.
If you're not tapped in already.
If you're not tapped in already.
Because the coalition could be fighting you as well, but
They clearly beat the coalition
I don't know.
in every spectrum.
They beating them in behind closed doors. I want them to beat them worldwide. When they go up there and accept 4 or 5 Grammy win nominations for best album, best single, when they get that type of stuff, then that's when I'll be like, okay, the coalition's broken.
They can't be getting nominated at all these Grammys and
not winning nothing.
And not winning nothing.
But yet I got all these videos with almost 2 billion views, 1 billion views. I'm breaking all these records. You changing rules on the charts. I'm gonna be real, man. What this showed me was BTS in its essence, and we're gonna get deeper into this on the pod. Make sure y'all tune into the pod tomorrow. If you ask me the question, is BTS K-pop? I would say no, just based on my opinion. I know a lot of people aren't like that, but I think K-pop is a part of them. And I'm gonna go deeper into that on the pod. So basically, a quick summary is like, I think they were motivated by K-pop. I think they wanted to be a part of the industry. They just didn't break through yet. But I think they discovered something that they're just true artists of everything. Rap, singing, producing. And they discovered that we don't have to be K-pop. We could just do our own thing and do our own sound. And K-pop is a part of them, but rap is a part of them. R&B is a part of them. Pop is a part of them. J-pop is, everything is a part of them. So no, they're not K-pop, but K-pop, I think, was the very first foundation of where they became BTS.
Yeah.
You know,
they pulling from every genre. You know what I'm saying?
I would put them like Michael Jackson. They're just artists.
They're just artists.
R&B, pop, everything. BTS are artists. They're one of the greatest groups of this generation. And I'm going to be honest, they just are. And they are bigger than K-pop. The numbers clearly say they're bigger than K-pop. The fans say they're bigger than K-pop. The tours say they're bigger than K-pop. The numbers of everything say they're bigger than K-pop. But K-pop will always and forever be the essence of who they are, because in my opinion, it created who they are today. So I don't think they've ever lost their essence. That's why they'll never say they're bigger than K-pop, because it started them, but they're bigger than K-pop. Yeah. We all know that. So you guys tell us in the comments, man, what do you think about why most armies don't like K-pop? Do you feel like BTS is bigger than K-pop? We clearly do. We feel like it's the essence. I wanted to ask you one more thing, too.
I was about to ask you, what you grade this?
This magazine?
This magazine.
I give it a 9.5. Very informative. Yeah. It buffers the same things that we already thought. And I was going to ask you, like, 2 things. What do you rate this, and do you think it's true? Because I think it's true.
I rate this a 10 because it just opened up a lot more for me to know about BTS and what they doing behind closed doors against the coalition. But as you can see clearly, the numbers, that's one thing. People can lie on you all they want, but when you doing numbers like these guys here on every level,
men lie, women lie, numbers don't.
What they gonna say?
Nothing. You know, what they're gonna say. They're not gonna say nothing. The coalition gonna talk behind closed doors. They're gonna have hands shaking. Oh yeah, we gotta stop these guys. Let's work together. You stop them on the streams. I'll stop them on the charts. We'll create a new rule here, and we'll stop them there. Oh, that one guy's going solo. Hey, stop. Hey, don't count none of his views because he did this. Like, we all, it's the coalition, the go along, get along game. But we here to stop it. So again, that's what we rate this. You guys tell us, what do you think about all of these comments? Tell us below. Tell us how you feel. What do you think about it? Is BTS bigger than K-pop? Why armies don't like K-pop? And of course,
hold on. Got a question for you guys. I want to know the 5 Grammys they got nominated for. Who won those Grammys? Please let us know in the comments.
And that's kind of tricky because they were saying that those wasn't major categories. That's why they didn't talk about it in South Korea. Like the dude was complaining about the artist. They was trying to say, oh, they didn't make it to the major categories like Song of the Year, Album of the Year. But they made it for other stuff. Yeah. But again, I still would like to know what categories and who won or didn't win. Yeah. Because it's crazy how they wasn't you know what, we could go on, but it's crazy how they wasn't in no major categories with them numbers, but whatever though, man. You guys tell us in the comments, give us that information. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Always with love, Army.
Peace.